Meeting will come to order. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming. Hopefully this will be a short night and all will go smoothly. I'm going to change the schedule a little bit. I want to do the RDA first, which is 202 County Street. So if you'd like to begin, just give us your name and tell us a little bit about what was going on.
My name is Harold Lennon. I live at...
Mr. Chairman, can you come up to the podium?
Oh, sure. And if you could just stand up to the podium.
Sure. My name is Harold Lennon. I live at 202 County Street in Lakeville. I'm here because we started taking down some trees in our yard and was informed that I was in a buffer zone that I need to come before you. And the plans you have in front of you are showing the trees in the areas where we've taken them down.
And what was the reason for cutting the trees?
Well, mostly for the way they were all leaning in toward the home and toward the pool and the septic system. One group was growing right up against the septic system and they were falling on top of each other. I've had a lot of problems with the trees rotting since the flood of 2010. They're just all uprooting, and a lot of them, what happens is over the years they seem to tend to come into the yard and overhang.
Trees are attracted to houses, don't you know that?
And pools. I just had to put a liner in because it poked a hole through the pool.
Yep.
Just to back up a little bit, we received a call through the building inspector's office that tree cutting was going on, so I went out to inspect, and by then had done most of the cutting that you planned, correct? And he had identified several more trees that, as he just mentioned, were either threatening the home or had rotted or were impacting as well. And so at the time I advised him not to cut anymore, with the exception of those few trees that were marked, and that they would remove the logs that had been cut already, but not to do any additional cutting because he was in the vicinity of the wetland. And he was very, very agreeable, so we didn't have any problems there. And I said it would be all right to do an RDA after the fact. So that's why we're here. We're just doing some paperwork to clear up what was going on, and I recommend that we approve it.
So I guess the only question I would want for discussion is, what would you plan to do with the stumps from the trees? You're going to leave them and just cut as low as possible?
Yeah, that's
ground?
Except for the one at the well, they took that right out and hauled it off because it was a big.
So
actually, it was mostly root. Was what it was, and
there
it all
won't be a
seemed to
lot
be
of
on the
soil
surface.
disturbance everywhere else. It's going to be everything of pretty much.
Yeah, it's
take
just
as low as
cut down.
possible.
Yeah, some of them, like I say, they were rotted, and there's even the stumps are rotted there.
And most of it was in the back of the lot.
Yeah,
not
the back and the rear toward the rear of the house toward the side.
So any other questions?
Nope.
Let's have, I don't have my glasses on, so maybe it's right in front of me, but what's the scale on this map?
1 inch equals 20 feet.
Oh, up here, okay. That's big enough, I can see that. All right, just curious. That's it.
I had a question too. I'm looking at the soil logs. I remember when you put the pool in, you practically have the pool just by digging a hole right there, because the groundwater.
Yeah, we actually had to pump the ground.
Pump it out, right, to get it in. I notice here it says the estimated seasonal high groundwater elevation is 55.5. Isn't 55 the level of the pond?
About within a foot,
Yeah,
I'd say.
it is 55.
So you're basically at water table right on the surface.
At
of the
times
lot,
we
right?
are, yeah.
At times you are,
Yeah.
okay. Where'd the water come during the flood of 2011?
Everywhere. I mean,
Everywhere, okay.
County Street was underwater.
Oh, yeah. Okay, all right. Yeah, I don't see any problem. I mean, you know, it's a safety concern. Things will only get worse. Unfortunately, the trees were taking up some water, so Are you planning on planting anything else?
We've tried, as a matter of fact, some of the trees that are on there,
You
on the
planted.
front yard, we planted,
Yeah.
and they died and keeled over.
Yeah.
And some of them were taken by we had that, one of the bugs that creates a huge web in there.
Yeah, webworms,
Yeah, because we put crab apples, we had 3 crab apples in the front yard, and when I bought the house, it had 2 giant willows, those are gone. As a matter of fact, I got a willow to the right side of the house. Luckily, it's going outward away from the house, but it's gigantic and it's dead. Just pieces keep falling off it.
Yeah. So probably be better off jacking up the house and sliding a new piece of dirt underneath, right?
You know, that was suggested in 2010, and I wish I did.
Yeah.
I wish I'd gone up a little bit more, but unfortunately,
I see no problem.
No? Okay, do I hear a motion?
I make a motion that we issue a -3 determination with a condition, leave the stumps.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, motion carries. You're all set.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
See you, Nancy. Bye.
Bye. Have a good night.
You. Okay, what are we gonna do next?
Next.
Top of the list now?
Yeah, 1 Mona
Okay.
Street, certificate of compliance. That's you folks? Hi. Would you step up here, please? Actually, you don't, you're welcome to make a presentation, you don't have to.
Okay, I'm here because we had a septic system put in, and we thought it was all done, and to come out for a complete check, Mr. Bouchard come out and looked at it, and I guess he told Jody that I needed
Certificate of compliance.
certificate of appliance, but I needed a hay
Oh,
around
yes.
it.
Yeah.
And I called a contractor, and he was good enough. He came out today, and he put it down. I took pictures of it just to show it, and if you want to look at them, I have it. But he put it right by the right-of-way on the wall, and so the water shouldn't drain out. It started in March, and by the time we get done, it was the day before Christmas. And he wanted to get done, and we haven't got any grass yet, but hopefully in May we'll have grass. And,
Yeah, if you don't lose all your topsoil, that's what I was worried about when I
Yeah.
saw that. And
yeah, right.
Yeah,
But we'll have to do it in spring, but we know it. And,
as early as you can, all right.
it's been a long haul, but the guy I had really did a super job. And everybody that come out and looked at it, they didn't want to do it. They said it was just too much work. And he did a super job and got done. And
Well, he was
I think-
constrained by the size of the lot. You know, it's.
yeah,
That's
and the engineers made me put a 2,500 gallon tank in. You know, and I looked online later and I said, gee, that's good for a 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom house, you know. And well, we have it, it's good. So that's it.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you getting that done
I appreciate
quick as you did. And
everything everybody's done in the town. Laurie too, yeah, really. She told me today about that, so I went down and got it done. And, so hopefully it's all done now,
But,
till the grass comes in.
yeah, well, the way we're going, it might come a little sooner.
I was just gonna say, we'll have grass in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
The way this winter's
The way
going.
it's going, yeah.
Well, remember the 1979, we didn't get a storm until the 9th of
Oh, I
February.
remember.
Yeah.
Did real well.
Yeah.
Learned our lesson, hopefully.
Yeah. That's all I have.
All right, so as I said, this is a certificate of compliance, so I just need a motion to approve.
So you looked at it, everything's good?
Yeah, I went several times, actually.
Did you want to see the pictures or?
Sure, if you've gone through the trouble,
Yeah.
I think it's...
Just so you know that I did it. put it back.
Oh, yeah, I can see it, it's right.
Yeah. Am I going the right way here? Yeah, but he's put it all the way down now. You can see it.
Yeah, hey, put quite a few.
Just took a bunch of pictures.
If you get freshly disturbed soil and you get rain, it's astounding how fast your lot can disappear.
Anybody else want to see it?
Yeah, I agree. And this has been a project. And they had to dig up the whole yard.
Well, good luck with it. I hope it's a success.
Could I take a look, if you don't mind?
Okay, let's see. Back this way.
In the meantime, can I make a motion?
I think so.
I'll make a motion to close the file and issue a certificate of compliance for 1
Thank you.
Mona Street.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Second.
Anything else?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No, I think we're good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
everybody.
You're all set. Thank you.
Also, on when they were doing it, they said, we thought we'd have to replace the well. And we had the well tested and it all come back good.
Beautiful.
So we
Don't
didn't
fix
have
it if it ain't broke, right?
One thing at a time.
Don't fix it if it ain't broke.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
Okay, good night. All right, one more, certificate of compliance. This one is for 2 Carmela Drive, and I guess there's no one here for that.
Look at that, that looks great.
Did you win?
Yeah, a 3 days ago.
All right,
It's weird, I had to remember exactly where it was off of whatever little street that is that goes in. It's like it's somebody's driveway as you're going down.
It is,
except,
yeah.
Except it really is the street. Yeah.
it's almost a runway. It's
Yeah,
so
now,
long and
yeah,
narrow.
yeah.
But the project we're talking about is sandwiched in between the end of South Pickens and County Street. There's a really large lot in there. A good portion of it is wetlands. And actually, to access where the house goes, they had to do a crossing. And Nancy, you're probably more familiar with
You
anybody.
can't access it from County
Yeah,
Street.
you can't get to it from county.
Right.
Yeah.
There used to be a cart path or something, wasn't there? There was some kind of
But
access,
they wouldn't
allow it.
allow it.
Right. So that we did it in red?
Did you, I haven't had a chance to go look at it because I've been busy, but did they put a bridge?
It's a bridge, no,
No,
there's just a,
when they were working, they had a big steel plate in there.
Right, but how'd they get over that area where the water runs through?
There's a
culvert.
culvert underneath. Is it?
And a lot of dirt on, I mean, like,
No, there's no dirt, it's all raw stone.
Yeah.
It's a running
Okay.
very clear.
Yep.
okay. So, like, what size pipe?
12-inch.
No, a little bigger, I'd say it's 18 to 24.
Okay,
Yeah,
and the
it's
water's
huge.
running through, that was
Oh,
a
yeah.
mess. That's
Yeah.
why I'm
Oh.
asking, because that was,
Yeah. Well, that's why they ended up. I think
Well, they
we
went
were
in
on the board. You.
Without permission with the excavator.
Yeah.
yeah.
They tore it up, but.
Right.
So it's
Well,
not
and then
as
the
like-
water, instead of going where it was supposed to go, was going everywhere. It was like, almost like making a new channel, but
Right,
just like
right.
going right under. So they put like an 18-inch pipe in a culvert and it all looks stable with
Yeah.
stone on top.
Yeah, well, I actually told them to put a little bit more on the sides, because I was afraid it was gonna flow in from either side, not just the end of the pipe, because of the elevation. So they're gonna build it up a little bit with a little bit more stone to,
So so that everything's done, the house is built and all the
the house is
construction?
built, the roadway's not blacktopped or anything.
I'm just thinking, we saw a pipe like that down the end of Huckleberry Shores. And when a big truck came in to do some other construction, say they were gonna go in and build a barn in the back or do whatever, is that gonna hold up? Because that pipe on Huckleberry Shores squished
Yeah.
when they went in with large equipment. I just-
It's a single lot though, right?
Right,
Yeah.
they could
Yeah.
build a barn in the back, I mean, and that's what happened there, because they were just building on, you know where I mean, down the
Yeah, oh,
end
yeah,
of
yeah.
Robbins Lane.
Robbins Lane, yeah.
Where I locked your keys in the truck, Joe.
And what is,
That was on purpose too, isn't it?
The benefit
It was
here,
cold, it was a coldest
He's a
day of the
contractor.
year.
Yeah.
so he's got the equipment.
What does the order of conditions say? Does it say he's required to provide that? That,
Like a heavy-duty pipe, I guess it's gonna be his
well, that's the thing. If
thing,
somebody crushes it.
it'll be his problem if it
I can't remember
gets
what-
crushed, but I just hate to see
exactly
that
what it
happen
said.
I
again.
remember talking to the guy, we were talking about it a couple of years ago, and you know, he understands, you know, if something happens to the pipe, this is his only access and egress
Right.
from his house, you know?
Well, even when it was a mess, they just threw that steel plate down and drove over it.
Yeah,
Just curious.
It had to
You
be part
guys
of
would
the
know better
original,
than me about
I would think it would be
how
part of
heavy
the
of a
original
culvert you
conditions,
have to
right?
put somewhere.
or not order of conditions, but the construction,
How much cover would you say is over that pipe, Bob? It's at least a foot,
Oh, yeah, at least,
minimum.
yeah.
Is
So then that would help too, right? Because that one down Huckleberry, down Robbins Lane was
Didn't have
right
enough,
at
didn't
ground
have
level.
enough cover.
Didn't have enough cover,
Yeah.
okay. I just,
I'd be more concerned with that.
Here's the order of conditions.
There's multiple houses. that you're accessing,
well, it was on
right?
the corner.
Was it
of
on
the-
one lot?
Yeah,
It was.
but it made all the mushy, bad stuff go into the wetland.
And it's in the best possible place, in that it's on a straight stretch.
Stretch of road.
It's not where
Right.
something's turning or anything,
Right.
with it, that's always
There's
the
a
problem.
foot of stuff on top that shouldn't be a
Yeah.
problem. I just remember that other one and thinking, you know, people build a house and they want to go back in with heavy construction, have a barn because I think they were talking about having horses because it's a large lot.
Yeah, yeah. I don't recall them
Though
talking about
the
that.
Natural Heritage gave them a building envelope.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Because that
Just a question,
says-
property goes all the way up the county.
right.
Any damage
And when-
caused by direct result of this project will be the responsibility of the applicant to repair, restore, and/or replace.
All right.
That's pretty much,
And again, it's in his best interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a Natural Heritage nightmare too, I
Yeah.
think, right? Because they
Yeah,
only
that's
gave
right.
him, out of how many acres there were, they only gave him that little building
Mm-hmm.
envelope. Okay, I'm good.
all right. Plus you got to get the equipment, that was what we were just saying, so it helps to have the means to take care of it. Okay, so any other comments, questions? Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to close this file and issue a certificate of compliance for is it Camella?
Camella,
Camella.
yeah.
Camella Drive?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Let's do something a little different. I passed out plans for Rhode Island Road, 4446. That is formerly part of Lakeville Hospital. It now belongs to Paul Turner. This isn't an official hearing, so we can't discuss it. But I would like you to look over it and in anticipation for there being a hearing. There's a question of how it's going to be done, whether it's going to be an RDA or an NOI. The argument for an RDA is that it is not subject to the Wetland Protection Act.
It's 40B.
Right. Well, that's one of the other issues.
40B is.
Still is.
Yeah,
It
it
still
still
is.
is. The only thing they can bypass on a 40B is
Zoning issues,
zoning.
zoning,
Zoning.
yeah,
They can't bypass us.
yeah.
But there was a claim of it being isolated, subject to flooding, and according to Jamie Beeson, it doesn't meet the criteria of a quarter acre foot. So he's yet to make that argument, and that will be part of the hearing. But the planning board is, planning board or ZBA, I forget.
For 40B, be the zoning board.
Yeah, but who sent the plan for review?
Did you guys see this?
It's planning board.
We haven't discussed it yet.
It's tomorrow night though, right? Or Thursday night?
Thursday would be the planning board.
Okay. So I just wanted
And this is
to,
before you guys?
I don't even know if it's on the agenda.
Oh.
I haven't seen the agenda.
yeah, I think it is. I
No,
think Kathy said it.
zoning. This
All right.
cover letters from zoning. And I think 40Bs go through the zoning board.
Bob, couple of things. It's on the agenda, and it's come to us for an opinion. I don't understand why we can't discuss it.
Because
It's not a public hearing.
it hasn't been publicized as a
But no,
conservation
we're
hearing.
only deciding whether we want our.
That we can do because it's
NOI or-
procedural.
Right, an NOI or RDA, that's procedural on us.
Right.
And I
We
downloaded.
can't really put stipulations on the plan and try to make changes.
That's right.
No.
I just want an opinion on the adequacy of an RDA versus an NOI.
Right,
That's,
and so I went and
I
Bob,
would say just close proximity to the wetlands, if that is determined a wetland, would say NOI.
wait, I wasn't finished. Can I do my second point? Okay, my second point is, there was, we've already looked at this, and in 2003, we approved an ANRAD. And on the ANRAD, this is an isolated vegetative
there's
wetland,
two
so
signatures on here.
it's not
So it's not-
jurisdictional. We already approved that in 2003, so he's going off of that, so I don't see why he really has to have any kind of argument. All we need to do is look back on what we already approved this, and it's been through, and we issued a determination on it. So I can't see how we can ask for an NOI,
Because it's not.
because we don't really have any say on it. And it was pretty clear in the, and I downloaded the plans too, if you want to see.
Nope.
No?
No, I trust what you're saying.
Okay.
That's, again, what I had said was, if it's determined a wetland, you just answered that question. It's not.
Right. But just, that's it, if you wanted to take a quick look.
it's just,
It's already, that's what we already said back in 2003, and that will stand. Yep.
unfortunately, it's a consequence of the wording of the regulations. It seems unfair or inappropriate for a project this size with so many potential problems that it's dismissed with just an RDA and we don't get a chance to look at the lots individually.
It's only one lot.
No, if it was an NOI, there would be half of them would be subject. Half of them
No,
would be in
but
the
it's a
buffer zone.
condo, so it's one lot.
No, they're a bunch of little,
They're condos.
they're 2-unit condos?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like Woods Edge?
Yep. So it's one
I just
lot.
never thought of Woods Edge as condos, but they're
Yeah.
little,
Well, I was thinking along the
little
lines
houses.
of LeBaron.
And there are no property lines. This was 2 lots, he combined,
All
to
the
do a
units will be
40B
sold as
project, so
condo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's a single lot.
so it's one lot, common area. Commonly owned by everybody.
I was thinking along the lines of LeBaron.
I think LeBaron's the same, isn't it?
Yeah, but there, remember, we did both RDAs and NOIs. It was more than, what was it, Nancy, 50%?
Yeah,
We went for an NOI and less
if it
was
was,
an RDA.
if it
And I
was
thought
so
we had-
much in the buffer zone, we went for an NOI.
Is this in the buffer zone?
No, there's no buffer
It
zone.
would be if it was a
If
wetland.
that was a wetland.
Yeah.
Right.
So the bottom line is it's not,
Well, on an RDA, we can do a couple of conditions, like say, maybe on their lawn care stuff, that they can't put nasty stuff that would go in, but they're putting in a retaining wall
3
there, so.
signatures.
Although when they built in this road, we could ask them, on the RDA, you can ask them to do a siltation barrier. Because it's still,
He shows the
A nice
siltation
little
barrier in the
wetland.
plan.
do that.
okay, right, I haven't gone through every page, I was busy, I spent my time looking up the old ANRAD to see, make sure what we had already said, because you don't wanna go back on, oh, you already said that, and Jamie probably knows that, because Jamie's the one who made us the thumb drive,
Yeah, that's right.
so.
But you can see why I wanted to run it by the commission, because there's a lot of different ways of looking at it and make sure we had everyone's,
I really don't think there's a lot of ways to look at it. I think it's
well,
pretty straightforward.
So like I say, even on an RDA, DEP always says on RDA, you can do like 1 or 2, maybe even push it to 3 conditions, but not like when we did Island Terrace, when you have a couple of pages of them, then you need the NOI, but we are entitled to ask for a couple of things if we want. Like I say, lawn care stuff or siltation barrier or whatever.
Nancy, did you get the signature pages?
She just took it.
Oh, I just,
Should, three pages, 3 signatures.
Are we looking for a vote tonight?
No, because it's not an official
Not an
hearing.
agenda.
It was just, I wanted you to be aware of it, so I could hear any concerns if there were any. So I think I'm going to go to the planning board meeting
Are these gonna end with you or back with Bob?
Thursday.
I don't think it's planning, I think it's zoning.
Let him carry him to the office.
yeah.
You should find,
Do I?
should find that
I should.
out.
I know who I can ask.
But it's a zoning board.
Do you remember, Lori,
What?
about the hearing Thursday night? Is it ZBA or planning board?
Yeah, because they're sending this to the planning board.
What's the
So it's
date?
the zoning board,
What's the date down
the
here?
20th.
Yeah, that's,
They meet the
different
following
one.
week.
So they've,
Zoning board meets next week,
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah.
so they've,
So there's no conflict with
Right.
planning board meeting.
right.
The other one? Are we done with that?
yes, we're done with that unless
Can
everyone good.
I make another observation? That the Board of Health meeting is next Wednesday night on Island Terrace.
Next Wednesday?
Yeah,
I thought, oh, all right. So that would be the 19th?
yeah. Correct?
I won't be here.
Oh, okay. All right, all 3. Was there something else, Nancy?
Nope, that's it.
All right, a
Everybody was
couple,
interested. I've been real interested, well, because of Betty's Snack, that's why I'm interested.
couple things that have come up just to bring you up to date and stay current. I understand from Zenith that, remember Equestrian Way off Pierce? That's going to be coming around again soon, so if you want to get familiar, I can make the file where you can access it. And they had asked the same question again, RDA versus NOI, and we discussed it informally, and I think the most appropriate thing is for them to do an NOI, so we can look forward to that.
Is that like by that big old pine tree before the corner on, that was Paul Turner's too, right?
No.
No?
No.
No, I'm in the wrong place then.
Is this Malik's?
Yep.
Yeah, Alex,
Still
where the
concrete
old
plant.
concrete plant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That already
Okay.
came in front of the planning board and they changed some lots. And they
Yeah.
put an easement, or showed an easement for the railroad off of that roadway that goes in to the left. It led to back to like, it was more of a common driveway than a true public way. So they had to shift some lot lines around for whatever reasons. So it'll be just, I think, revisited at for a formality standpoint, but probably gonna build the houses now, because I don't think we did anything for the houses. Or is it just for the change of the lot lines?
Is the lot,
Because the road's in, they're not changing the
Yeah,
road.
we did
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
They did,
The subdivision?
They did have lots, house lots.
correct. And they only built the one Form A on
Right.
the road,
Yeah,
and they couldn't sell the other one for whatever reason, and then they had to put this easement, and they changed some lot lines.
okay.
There were some technical reasons that they had to do that. So I think that's sort of why it's coming back around, and that may also trigger the house within the buffer zone construction. I don't know.
isn't the wetland area is large, like runs parallel to,
The whole left-hand side.
The whole left-hand
They actually did a
Yeah.
wetland replication
They did a wetland replication.
on
right?
that side where they had to give back something.
Yeah, well, that whole side is in the riparian.
Yeah, in and out of riparian zone on that left side.
Yeah.
So did we look at that?
I was talking about the right
We
side
did,
Oh, yeah, okay.
yeah.
that goes parallel to, that's not Melbourne Street, what is that, what street is that?
That's Melbourne.
That's Melbourne?
Yeah.
Because there's wetland area on that side too.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, we walked out there, remember? We went all the way to the tracks, and,
Yeah, because that common road, as you said, that actually goes to the tracks. You can walk straight to the tracks, right?
Almost, yeah. It doesn't quite reach, but yeah, it brings it right there, and there's a little cut path from
Yeah.
there.
did they ever remove all that concrete, all those blocks, and,
For the most part.
Yeah.
You can see a couple of what looks like Jersey barriers or something
Yeah.
left, but cleaned it right up.
wow.
Is the building down?
Oh, yeah, gone.
That's done. What a shame.
Not really.
Well, the thing is, that someone, I always thought some car guy would buy the whole thing and keep the building. You think of how many cars you could put in there and work on,
Yeah,
right?
you could make one of those commercials for the vending machine for your car.
Right.
All right, two more items, just quick. I revisited 141 County Street because I drove by after the windstorm, and the top of one of the silos has almost blown off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So curiosity got the better of me, and I needed to do an inspection anyway because the barn has been torn down,
Torn
if you
down,
haven't
yeah.
noticed. But they left behind the concrete.
Well, they were breaking it up the other day.
It's
I
all
think.
broken up, and it's placed. It looks like riprap.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure one of the discussion items that came up
They were
was,
gonna
what do
reuse the
you-
foundation.
well, they said they were removing all demolition materials.
No, but I thought they were gonna rebuild on the foundation.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Not that foundation.
Not anymore, huh?
yeah.
Unless they meant they're gonna sit a pad
I
on
mean,
top
it's
of it.
functioning as riprap right now. you
That's,
know?
yeah.
Well, that's a deviation from what we approved.
Yeah.
If they've broken up that foundation, because that was a specific thing that we discussed, was
You're right.
they had an engineer look at it, and they said the foundation was fine.
Yep.
And so that was why 10 feet from the wetlands behind, they weren't gonna do any excavation.
Yeah.
It was removal of wood and replacement of wood.
Yep.
That's it, so.
That was my understanding. So that's one observation I had. Second one was the silt fence is in terrible shape, and maybe it's the windstorm that did it. It needs to be repaired. And then they've been parking the equipment in the buffer zone.
Right in the buffer
And
zone.
that was another specific item we said that
I
it
thought they
wasn't
even said
supposed
they
to.
had an area
Right,
on the
Exactly.
plan to park equipment and trucks in.
yeah.
So I reached out to Outback, and they're gonna get back to me with some corrective action.
So have we issued a desist, stop?
No, I'm just, as long as they're willing to do the work that's specified in the order of conditions.
So what do we do about the foundation?
If they broke that up and they're pouring a new foundation, and we did an RDA,
Yeah.
this needs to be an NOI.
Right,
Yeah, because
Because
they
they're
weren't
gonna
supposed to
excavate a
excavate.
4-foot frost wall 10 feet from
Yeah.
that, and there's
Yep.
gonna be overdig.
right. Well, she hasn't answered me yet, so when she does, I'll know which way we're gonna go. All right. And then another one that came to life again, 162 Bedford Street.
The old train depot, is that?
The old
Oh,
train depot.
geez.
Okay, you probably would buy it like I do a million times a day. And I've been watching them periodically. They,
It's not leaning anymore.
no,
It actually looks pretty
the
good.
building looks good.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the stockpile of gravel in the back, and they brought in some new fill, and it's fill that includes brick and concrete and blacktop all ground up, and they've spread it out along the slope that overlooks the wetlands. The work that they were doing before was just outside the buffer zone. It was a little over 100 feet, and that's why we just kind of gave them a warning, don't go with the buffer zone. And I had spoken to Rich Rayom at Prime Engineer about it. And they put up the fence on their own, the silt fence, and so I was satisfied with that. But now, once again, the silt fence is being overrun with runoff from that slope, and I think that's why they put down
threw that
this
stuff.
granular material. But it's also eroding into, so I said, look, it's time, we've got to do an NOI.
And we
on
had an
this property.
unhappy neighbor in,
Yes, that's what
happened to be in the
started it.
office when the person came in.
Yeah, she said, what, can I fill my wetlands? No, well, they did. But anyway, so we'll be watching them, and we should expect to see an NOI from whoever the owner is. It's changed hands several times, and when I spoke to Rich, he wasn't even sure.
But he's running the job at Prime Engineering?
Yeah,
So,
he said, I haven't been in touch with them in months, so I'm not really sure what's going on, but I'll get back to you. And that's all she wrote. All
way to go, Bob.
right.
Do we have minutes to do?
I think we had one set, November
November
set.
12th.
Is that what it's, November 12th?
I think, Laurie, just
And is
one
that-
set?
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that the ones you had made the changes to, you mentioned about?
Just that one
John's
change.
presence?
Oh, and I did have one change. I didn't bring them with me, I don't remember. I just, on the approval. It was me. It said LeBlanc and Yates not present, but I don't think I was on yet.
You weren't there.
No, it's a true statement.
I wasn't there either, but I made a motion.
You weren't present at the meeting.
No, it said 2 abstentions, LeBlanc and Yates
It
not
says here,
present.
you were here.
Oh, it says I was here?
Yeah, Nancy Yates right here.
Oh,
It says LeBlanc wasn't there, but I made a motion.
There was an abstention because
You weren't
your
present
property
at-
was up for discussion, right?
oh, it was the minutes from September 24.
Oh,
You weren't at.
read it.
I wasn't on the board yet, so you can just take off, just say LeBlanc wasn't here. I didn't have to be here, because, well, they added up. At the selectman's office, sometimes they keep track of if you have so many absences. So
Right, right.
I wasn't absent.
That's me, Nancy, I take full responsibility for attendance. Don't worry.
oh, wait a
Okay,
minute. Oh, not present.
right, you weren't.
Because I didn't know if that meant 2 absent.
Oh, so one
abstentions.
abstention.
LeBlanc and Yates.
But,
Oh, so Yates is not present, not LeBlanc.
right,
But I'm not on the members present, but that's
Right.
been fixed, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
Bob, you're gonna have to
Sorry.
get some
That's
flashcards and
I know.
push everyone's card when they show up at the meeting.
High tech. All right.
I make a motion to accept the minutes for November 12th.
With the changes as
With the
noted.
changes as noted.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion to adjourn, I guess.
Motion to adjourn.
second.
Nancy got it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Someone's gonna.